Hello and welcome to this unboxing video. I'm looking at the 2008 release of the Airfix 1/72nd scale Avro Anson Mark 1. This is the last time Airfix released this kit, although originally it dates from the 60s, 1962 I think, so a real classic. You can see the original box art work. This was in actual fact Hornby release, Hornby Airfix. Here you can see information on the aircraft, versions, paints required, the usual information and blurb on the side. So we'll take a look inside. Start with the instructions. It's basically an A4 sized sheet. Page 1 is information on the aircraft, 5 languages. Page 2, you've got your assembly instructions, description of the icons, standard Airfix stuff. Actual assembly begins with the cockpit with your pilot figure, then your dorsal turret, no figure included there, but you do have the Lewis gun or Vickers K gun or whatever it is. Section 3, you're putting the fuselage halves together, the turret, the cockpit, and you have 2 other crew figures there, but in exactly the same position as the pilot, or exactly the same type of crew figure, I should say. 4 and 5 is your undercarriage. Section 6 is your engines. Seven and 8, you're assembling the wings, the undercarriage, and 9, attaching the wings to the fuselage, and with the tailplane, canopy, engines, and a few other bits and bobs. So quite straightforward. Straight in then into the painting guide and decal guide. First version is for an aircraft of number 321 Squadron RAF in 1940, which I think was a Coastal Command Squadron. It's your standard dark green, dark earth camouflage scheme. Second version is for an aircraft of the Royal Australian Air Force in Australia in 1943. You've got a 2-tone camouflage, which is, I believe, a kind of green and blue-grey with white undersurfaces. So, interesting scheme. And finally, an aircraft with a training unit based in Canada in 1941, which is all yellow. So, yeah, 3 interesting colour schemes there. Take a look at the parts next. So, you have 1 parts bag. Start with your fuselage half. So I guess again we're talking about a 1960s tooling, so it's typical of that era, I guess. You've got quite raised detail there. It's kind of an effect simulating the fabric covering of the aircraft. You have some slight riveting there. No interior detail to speak of. Moulding is okay, there's a bit of flash on it. It looks its age though, to be honest, but still. Your second fuselage half. And you have your wing, so that's the upper and lower section of the wing on the same sprue. And again, you can see that raised detail on both of them. So again, by modern standards, I suppose you can say it's vintage. This is your other wing. And interestingly, here you can see the old Airfix logo from, 1962. So here you have a sprue with your pilot figures, tailplane, undercarriage parts, propellers. There's your dorsal turret gun, other bits and bobs. It's not bad, I have to say. Like, the pilots are your typical Airfix pilots of that time, and they're pretty well molded. In fact, the gun is pretty well molded. So, you know, these small parts are not bad. Here's a sprue with your engine cowlings and engines, undercarriage wheels, crew seats, cockpit floor, and so on. I think that's the instrument panel, which is just a slab of plastic, no detail on it really. So, yeah, I mean, pretty basic. Finally, there's a clear sprue with your cockpit canopy, your fuselage glazing, which is quite extensive really, and your gun turret. Now, these parts are quite thick, as you can see, and they're not, I would say, the clearest. So maybe the weakest part of the moulding or of the sprues. So finally we have decals, and they come with this funny brown paper backing. They look quite delicate, they're quite thin, but they're pretty clear. I mean, the colour is okay, the numbering and so on is fairly legible. So I would say they suffice. So that is the Airfix Avro Anson. For some reason I quite like it as a kit. There's something appealing about the Anson as a kit subject. But it's certainly a kit that shows its age, but nonetheless probably will make an interesting build. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.